If you look at, say Treasury, for example, basic controls that should be in place, that are in place in any company, such as making sure that any given payment has a payment categorization code, that there is a comment field that describes the payment, and that if a payment is on the do not pay list, that you don't actually pay it. None of those things are true currently. So the reason that departments can't pass audits is because the payments don't have a categorization code. It's like just a massive number of blank checks just flying out the building. So you can't reconcile blank checks. You've got comment fields that are also blank, so you don't know why the payment was made. And then we've got this truly absurd, a do not pay list, which can take up to a year for an organization to get on a do not pay list. And this, we're talking about terrorist organizations, we're talking about known fraudsters, known aspects of waste, known things that do not match any congressional appropriation, can take up to a year to get on the list, and even once on the list is not used. It's mind-blowing. So what we're talking about here, we're really just talking about adding common sense controls that should be present, that haven't been present.
Ben & Jerry's maker Unilever said Thursday it would spin off its ice cream business and picked Amsterdam as its primary listing venue. The announcement sees London and New York made secondary listing locations. The decision is likely a blow to British Finance Minister Rachel Reeves. She has reportedly met Unilever to discuss the listing of its ice cream business. Her office did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Unilever announced its listing plans alongside annual results and a $1.57 billion share buyback. The plan to demerge its ice cream business is part of CEO Heinz Schumacher's aim to cut costs at the company. The ice cream business includes the Magnum and Walls brands and made turnover of $8.62 billion last year. Although the listing could be complicated by Unilever's contentious relationship with the independent board of Ben & Jerry's, it accused its parent company of suppressing a social policy statement the US ice cream maker wanted to release because it mentioned President Donald Trump. Unilever also reported fourth quarter underlying sales growth of 4% on Thursday, a touch below forecasts. The British company expects a slower start to this year due to subdued market growth in the near term, but it forecasts its 2025 underlying sales growth to be within its multi-year range of 3 to 5%. Investors weren't initially excited by Thursday's news though, and shares sank 7%.
Sony has lifted its outlook for the year. The Japanese giant said Thursday it now expects profit to hit $8.7 billion, some 2% up on earlier forecasts. Operating profit over the latest quarter also beat expectations. And it's all largely thanks to a strong performance in gaming. Sony sold 9.5 million PlayStation consoles over the quarter, more than 1 million up on this time last year. Overall profit at the gaming division jumped by over a third as a result. Sony also saw 10% more people using its online PlayStation network. And the company's music unit enjoyed a good quarter too, as revenue from streaming rose. President Hiroki Totoki is now strengthening his grip on the company. He's due to take over as CEO from the start of April, having previously been finance chief. Once best known as a maker of consumer electronics, Sony has been steadily expanding into games, music, movies and other content. As part of such moves, last year it agreed a capital tie-up with Kadokawa, the Japanese media powerhouse behind gaming titles like Elden Ring.
We had a great call.
US President Donald Trump said on Wednesday that he had taken calls with Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky.
And I think we're on the way to getting peace. I think President Putin wants peace and President Zelensky wants peace, and I want peace. I just want to see people stop getting killed.
Trump and the Kremlin confirmed that the two leaders plan to meet in person. Ukraine demands that Russia withdraw from captured territory and wants NATO membership or equivalent security guarantees to prevent future attacks by Moscow. Also on Wednesday, ministers from France, Britain, Germany, Poland, Italy, Spain, and the European Commission met with Ukraine's foreign minister in Paris. In a joint statement, they agreed that Ukraine should be put in a position of strength and that Ukraine and Europe must be part of any negotiations, adding that the European powers were looking forward to discussing the way ahead with their American allies. The statement was released after that meeting was derailed by comments from US Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth that Ukraine cannot expect to return to its pre-2014 borders or join NATO. When Trump was asked by a reporter on Wednesday if he sees Ukraine as, quote, an equal member of this peace process, he said it was an interesting question.
I think they have to make peace. Their people are being killed, and I think they have to make peace. I said that was not a good war to go into, and I think they have to make peace. That's what I think.
On Friday, Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio are set to hold talks about the Ukraine war on the sidelines of a security conference in Munich. Zelensky said he hopes to meet with US representatives at the conference to finalize security and economic agreements.